is immense. And he pulls this one to right. See it. He's high. After that, young man, what a show by Braden Jobert, and what a big insurance run for this Tiger team as Jobert trying to steal a little of the shine from Paul Skeens in this one.
Hello and welcome to Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined as always by the Bud Man, Buddy Songy, here on Tigers Roar. We come to you from Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, a great place to escape the heat here in South Louisiana. You saw the intro. LSU defeats Tennessee 6-3 in the first game of the College World Series. Comes back to fall to Wake Forest in a one-score game. It's been a lot of tight games out there in Omaha. We'll give you the recap of Tennessee and Wake Forest. I want to welcome in the Bud Man here on a Tuesday. Good to see you, Bud Man.
Good to see you, JP. I am like most of Baton Rouge and the state of Louisiana. I am spicy AF. And if you don't know what that means, then you didn't watch Casey Moiser.
There it is.
Absolutely destroy the integrity of the college game last night in the sixth inning, squeezing Ty Floyd. And that is not the reason, folks, that LSU got beat by Wake Forest, but it's one of the reasons, and it's one of the things we've talked about all year long. They made a concerted effort to do two things in baseball across all walks of life: speed up the game, and they have done that appreciably, and with the college game, change the strike zone, and it has been inconsistent AF. As you can tell, you could grill some Manda hot sausage on the back of my neck right now. Look, first and third, nobody out in a 2-2 game. You got to get some runs across. And we can talk ad nauseum about what shoulda, woulda, or coulda happened. But it just destroys a little bit of the integrity when you see a guy. And we talked about TrackMan this year. Ben McDonald, Todd Walker, everybody that we've had on all talked about it. And it's inconsistent. And when your team wins, you have no problem with it. And when your team loses, it's an excuse. But seriously, folks, if you watch that game, and ladies, let your husband, your boyfriend, you better have, let him cuss and rant and rave, because that was some stuff to get the blood pressure up. But life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you deal with it. And we wear sunglasses after a loss, and hopefully LSU can find a resolve to come back and live to play another day. Elimination game tonight in Omaha, 6 o'clock on ESPN. We are taping on Tuesday, June the 20th. And we hope that – I think if LSU would win another game and beat Tennessee, then people would say, you know what, I'm happy with the season. But they do not want to have this sting of losing two straight, especially to an SEC rival. So one game at a time, one pitch at a time. And as always, you hope that they can find a way. Got to hit better, got to have plate discipline. And we'll be interested to see what Jay Johnson does with his pitching lineup.
That's right. It's going to be a rematch, LSU and Tennessee. Of course, we talked about the 6-3 victory for LSU against Tony Vitello's Volunteers. They had Paul Skeens on the mound game one. This will not be the case for LSU this game. It's going to be Johnny Holstaff. Coach Jay Johnson said 9 pitches are available. He's going to select one, go to the next one, and go. It's just going to figure out a way to get 27 outs against a really good team, Bud, man. Do you think LSU has enough pitching to get it done tonight?
I do. I think that Riley Cooper will either start or be the second one in the game. Javen Coleman, of course, coming off of Tommy John's surgery. And then, as you know, nasty Nate Ackenhausen. Look, I kind of wanted to see him. They certainly know how everybody is pitching right now. Thatcher Hurd coming in, did a pretty good job, got out of some jams, but timely hitting. And let's be honest, folks, you know, we all love these Tigers, but when you go 0 for 20 with 12 strikeouts, and I'm talking Cruz, and I'm talking Travinsky, and I'm talking Jordan Thompson, and I'm talking Josh Pearson, and I'm talking Gavin Dugas, 0 for 20 with 12 Ks. JP, they weren't even putting the ball in play.
Right.
But Wake Forest has the best pitching staff in the country. Tennessee's probably the second best, and Florida's the third best. So you got to find the bats, or it will be departure for LSU and coming back. And Omaha loves some Baton Rouge and loves some LSU.
Yep.
You know Omaha really pulling for the Tigers against Tennessee tonight.
Well, you know Rocco loves LSU fans, setting the all-time record for the Jell-O shots sold. You knew LSU was going to take down the record, but they got it, on a Monday, the day after the first weekend of the College World Series. They're going to double up on Ole Miss, who set the previous record, but no big deal unless LSU can win a game tonight against Tennessee and move on to that semifinal matchup against Wake Forest. Look, Wake Forest is number one for a reason. They were down by 2, never panicked. They have a great starting pitcher, great couple of starting pitchers, great bullpen. And never get flustered, always under composure. They have a lot of guys with a lot of experience. And, but, man, they believe they could win to the very end. A fantastic play by that catcher to pick the ball and tag Trey Morgan out at home to keep the game 2-2. Then he comes up and rips the game-winning RBI. So, look, a lot of things went well for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, but it was a very close game, a very well-played college baseball game, and LSU just came up on the short end of the stick. That's what Coach Jay Johnson had to say. We'll let you hear that press conference and a whole lot more later on in this program. Before we get to our first break, remind you guys, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. A great to keep up with everything we do here on Tigers Roar. If you missed any of this episode or any episodes in the past, go to our YouTube page, click the like button, click the subscribe button. It'll help us with the algorithm. We certainly appreciate it. Take our first break of the evening. We'll come back, talk some more LSU baseball, recap a 6-3 victory against Tennessee Volunteers from this weekend in Omaha, Nebraska. Don't go away. You don't want to miss it. You are watching Tigers Roar.
A little to shine from Paul Skeens in this one. Is immense. And he pulls this one to right. See it. He's high.
Oh, shit. And we welcome you back here, folks. Hey, we momentarily took the sunglasses off because, well, I'm not much to look at anyway. And as we know, let's get rid of the past. I remember my dad told me a long time ago, son, it's easier to dish it out than to take it. And, oh, by the way, don't let what happened yesterday affect you with your mindset, with your attitude, and the way you live life the next day. So as we know, Jay Johnson now has a psychological problem, and that is to get those guys to believe that they're better than Tennessee and then line up and do it and finish up this game. As we said, Jay is very tight-lipped about who he's going to pitch tonight. My insiders say it's going to be lefties, probably Riley Cooper, Javen Coleman, Nate Ackenhausen, and maybe even Griffin Herring. But do you think the bats can come back, and are we looking at a slugfest? Boy, this Drew Beam, by the way, if you can't hit a curveball, you're going to see a really good one tonight. So wind is blowing in again in Omaha. It's kind of a shame that the Tigers in Gorilla Ball are waffling a little bit on offense right now.
Yeah, Drew Beam, 3.78 ERA, one of the best pitchers in the country. A lot of respect Coach Jay Johnson and the LSU headers have for Drew Beam. To answer your question, I do believe the bats has come alive. This is the team that, for a long time never lost back-to-back games, know how to bounce back, have a very experience-laden roster with so much talent. But, man, you can't expect, your 3, 4, 7, 8 guys to go 0 for 4 again. Get people on base. You got to help out the pitching staff. The LSU offense knows this. Coach Jay Johnson knows this. Got to get going early, though. And we always kind of talked about how Dylan Cruz was the straw that stirred the drink. He cannot have another slow start. Striking out his first 2 at-bats against Wake Forest. I don't think it's happened before in the season, but going over 2 with 2 Ks, that kind of puts everybody on like the, oh, man, can we do it mindset of thinking.
He did continue his streak of getting on base with a walk late in the game. But, look, we have a tendency in this world to say how great people are even when they're finished their career. And there's been a lot of talk about Paul Skeens. I don't think there's any question that Paul Skeens in a 1-year time frame has pitched better than any LSU pitcher ever in one season. And when you throw 35 balls or more that are 100 miles an hour or plus. That's something that we've never seen before. Dylan Cruz, on the other hand, has been classified as the best position player in all of history. I'm partial to Todd Walker because Todd Walker is clutch. Todd Walker has coconuts. Todd Walker loves to have the pressure.
What pressure?
On him with the 3-run double to come back. And so Dylan Cruz, whether it's fair or not, man, you hate to see another game like yesterday. Yep. We know he's got a good eye. We know that the umpires are calling strikes that aren't really strikes. But, man, you hit the nail on the head, JP. If Dylan Cruz can take one deep after a walk. Now, look, we had some people thinking maybe the lineup should be changed. Maybe you start Gavin Dugas at leadoff. But Jay's probably not going to tweak all that. But Dylan Cruz, if he hits a dinger tonight, then we know LSU's got a chance. But, man, I'm sure hoping that we don't look up in the 4th or 5th inning and LSU's got a goose egg. So patience at the plate. Driving the ball, may not get the dinger because of the wind and it's been playing big, but find a way to grind this thing out because Tiger fans have taken over Omaha and they want to stay there, eat more steaks, and spend more money.
All right, we're going to take our first break of the evening. We'll come back and give you a recap of LSU Tennessee from Saturday. We'll also look at that game from this past Monday, LSU versus Wake Forest. That and a whole lot more. You are watching Tigers Roar.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
You could be driving a Honda.
Improved from the front grille to the tailgate and equipped to take you on the adventure of a lifetime, the ride is just different in this new Pilot seat. Come see the all-new 2023 Honda Pilot, now on sale at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Hey now, give it your best, but the broken lies to rest. Look up to the skies, I see desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every one.
Hello and welcome back to Tigers Roar. Jonathan Poche alongside Buddy Songy here at Old School Barbecue, a great place to escape the heat in South Louisiana. Great food at old school prices, TVs all over the walls, a great place to catch the game, great staff. Come check them out, Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Talking some College World Series, LSU baseball started their campaign on Saturday, June 17th against the Tennessee Volunteers. Paul Skeens, LSU's ace, is on the mound, and he certainly did not disappoint. 12 strikeouts on 123 pitches, Bud, man. So many over 100 miles an hour, but the changeup was really special on Saturday. Lots of strikeouts. Changeups at 88 miles an hour because Paul Skeens throws out 100. So not your typical changeup. Does have a lot of late movement. So it was working for him. That's the fourth pitch for Paul Skeens. Unhittable. Every eye in America that is involved with college baseball was on that game. They wanted to see Paul Skeens on the big stage, and he certainly came through in a big way. What can you say about the ace, Bud, man? I mean, the guy at every stage of his career has just, continued to get better. Come to LSU, gained 7 miles an hour on a fastball, now throwing over 100, control over all four pitches, outstanding domination by Paul Skeens.
Yeah, greatest single season ever. Of course, Ben McDonald has got 202 strikeouts. Paul's sitting at 200. He doesn't get a chance to break that record unless he pitches again, and I think the earliest would be Thursday. So they'd have to win tonight and to win tomorrow night, and then we'll see if he would actually get a chance. But, I hate to keep harping on this umpire, but there were 3 batters that I watched the tape on. He actually had to strike out 3 batters with 4 strikes. Umpires have historically missed strikes and balls all year long. I'm not saying it's always on LSU's end, but I am saying JP just showed me a strike that was barely above the ground that was called a strike on Jordan Thompson. Skeens has been fantastic, and that's what the fear of with the LSU fan base. And look, everybody knew when you lost those 4 pitchers, Jaden Newt, the high schooler, Chase Shores, and Garrett Edwards, who were both doing well in under 2-point ERA, and then Grant Taylor, who was going to be your second starter. You're behind the 8 ball when you lose 4 arms like that because pitching is so much a part of college baseball. That being said, got to get a lead and got to play really good. Tennessee, however, has only won 1 game with Tony Vitello. They had lost 6 straight games until that comeback win over Stanford, 6-4. So once again, let's hope that LSU finds a way to take down the Volunteers. Otherwise, you will hear those hillbillies talking smack for a long, long time.
Well, if you missed the intro of this episode of Tigers Roar, it was Braden Joubert going deep to give the LSU the 6-3 lead against the Volunteers. Braden Joubert was about a pitcher's glove leather away from hitting from the cycle on this past Saturday. Got the triple, got the home run, got the double, bounced it off the pitcher. He was thrown out at first for the single, but an outstanding game for the former Delgado Dolphin. Coach Jer Sherman was at the game, took a picture with Joubert after. What a cool moment for Joubert to be there with his junior college coach after having such success at the College World Series. Gavin Dugas went long to start the scoring off for the LSU Tigers. Gavin Guidry came in for 1 pitch after Paul Skeens gave up a home run. That led to Riley Cooper. Riley Cooper looked really good, Bud, man.
Yeah, he did. The round mound of Amanda Fine Meats, big guy, chunky guy, but he's got a lot of experience. And you know what I like about Riley Cooper? He has that it factor. He is fearless, and he throws strikes. So, look, all of you kids out there that are watching, we don't want to give you the wrong opinion, but sometimes when you're growing up, and I was an umpire as a young kid, in my teenage, 17, 18, 19, I umpired. And mamas and daddies are hard on umpires, but man, sometimes you just got to choke up on the bat and swing when you don't want to. But let's hope that we don't have the inconsistencies. That's all what everybody wants. If you're going to call the low strike or the high strike or on the corners, be consistent for both pitchers. But this is going to be a tough game tonight with Drew Beam on the mound for Tennessee.
I want to let you guys hear from pitcher Paul Skeens and Gavin Dugas and Braden Joubert after their game on Saturday, the 6-3 victory against the Tennessee Volunteers. Here is Paul Skeens, Gavin Dugas, and Braden Joubert in their post-game press conference.
He saw you. So what was kind of your game plan? What pitches were working?
Yeah, I mean, at different points today, I had all 4 pitches working. And, I mean, you have to look at obviously their lineup, but also what's working for me, and went out there and made pitches. Kind of threw what they weren't expecting at times, and worked pretty well.
Okay, Sam.
Sam McEwen from the World Herald. Paul, can you talk just a little bit about the night? That setting, 25,000 fans, throwing the way that you did, that experience, what it was like.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I think I'm going to need a little bit of time to kind of internalize that and take it all in. So I don't think I was able to do that as much as probably some other people were tonight. But it was an awesome experience to go out there and compete in front of that many people. Alex Box Stadium is a pretty cool place, but I mean, this is a different animal. It was really cool.
Okay, who you got? Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Westco, 247. Gavin and Braden, just the hitters tonight, you guys seem to really just kind of pace yourselves, and it just really looked like you guys just did a good job of moving the offense when you needed to. Just how would you assess what you guys were able to do out there tonight?
Gavin, you start, please.
Absolutely. No, we had a plan, and I think we really stuck to it. We hit a lot of balls hard at people in the beginning, so it kind of showed you how we came out. But at the end of the day, we had a plan, and I think we did a really good job of doing that, as well as adjusting to the pitchers that came into the game. So we were just really locked in as a team.
Braden?
Yeah, I agree with him. We were just focused on the plan that we had before the game, and slowing ourselves down, not getting too anxious, because it's an unbelievable environment. There's 20-something thousand people there, so just taking our breaths and focusing on our job.
Okay, next question. Who you got? Yeah, right here.
Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Braden, in Round Rock, you reflected a lot about your improvement from last year to this year, and a huge game, obviously this much bigger stage, but this moment, this game for you, this performance tonight, and all the hard work, is it worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what you play for, to come and play on this stage, and I'm very proud of my team, very proud of Paul, and very proud of Gavin. We all work really hard, and it's for these moments, so I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Okay, back over here. Yep.
Miguel Paredes Reyes, LSU Tiger TV. Paul, you hit your 200th strikeout of the season today, just 2 shy of the SEC record. Did you have that in mind at all in your outing tonight?
Not really. Found out about that after the game, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to executing, and I think I did a good job of that today, especially early on. And so, it's really cool to do that. But yeah, just a lot more happy with the execution, I think.
Okay.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV. If we can get Gavin and Braden on this one, just your feelings now that you kind of broke the seal on this thing and maybe took some of the mystique away from the College World Series, having success early. How much did that help you, Gavin and Braden?
Gavin.
No, it was awesome. I've been waiting a long couple of days since we've been in the hotel. I know everybody else has, but it was awesome just to see the environment and take it all in that first pitch of the game. It's everything you could expect and more. I mean, Coach told us whenever we won the Super Regional that it's going to be everything you expect times 4, and he was right about it. And I'd say times 10. But it was awesome just to enjoy that first game, and we're ready for the next one.
Braden.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we were just focused on slowing ourselves down because it's such a big environment and such a big stage. But it was unbelievable. It was everything I thought it would be. And, yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, let's go to Leah here.
Leah Van, Baton Rouge Advocate. Braden, you had 3 extra base hits tonight. What were you seeing from the plate?
Yeah, I was just trying to get the ball. I was trying to get the ball up. Stay at the bottom of the zone. That was something that I needed to improve from last weekend, and that was the focus in BP and all the training going into the this week. So just sticking to my plan. Following what our coaches tell us, and yeah, it worked out positive for me.
Okay, Jake.
Jake McKeever, College Baseball Central. Gavin, can you kind of talk us through that at bat with the home run, what you're looking for, and what you saw?
Just obviously, like Braden said, just trying to get something up. Our game plan was to get balls up with the guy. I mean, he had a lot of sink, a lot of run. So the only way to be successful was to see him over the plate. And unfortunately, I was able to spit on 2 balls and then see 1 ball up. So I was lucky enough to put a good swing on a good ball and put the Tigers out in front right there.
Back over here. Let's see.
Grant Sasser in the Valley Shook. For a lot of you guys, this is your first time playing in front of 20,000 fans in Omaha. How do you guys handle the nerves? This is a question for all you guys.
Paul, you start.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we've looked forward to all year. I mean, this is why I came to LSU. But honestly, playing in front of as many fans as we have at Alex Box, and kind of mentally preparing over the last 10 months or whatever it's been, when it comes down to it, it just comes down to execution. And Coach says the game doesn't change, people change. And as long as we make it to where we don't change, then that allows us to have success here.
Braden?
Yeah, we like to embrace it no matter how many fans are in the stands. At Alex Box, we average probably 9,000 to 10,000 a game. It's, the only place in the country that's like that. So, I wouldn't say we're used to playing in front of 20,000 people, but, we play in front of crowds a lot. So, it's super cool. And if you just look around and, have a full circle moment, it's like, how can you not have the most fun? It's just go out there, have fun, and embrace the opportunity that we're given.
Absolutely. No, to go along with that, I would say we play 56 games in the regular season, and we play 56 playoff games in our mind. So every game that we play is a playoff game. No matter what we do, no matter how we prepare, we're preparing to win a playoff game. And that's something that I think that has made us very successful in those moments, and what's going to continue to help us move forward.
Okay, this will be the last question coming up. Jocelyn?
Jocelyn Stamp, Sports Illustrated Kids. Paul, what advice would you give to kids facing a pitcher like you?
Oh, man. Be ready for the fastball. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
That's pretty much it. That's all you can do.
That was the post-game press conference for the LSU versus Tennessee Volunteers game. This past Saturday, LSU took it 6-3. The last question was pretty great. Reporter asked Paul Skeens, what advice would you give to a kid that's facing a pitcher like you? He said, be ready for the fastball. I don't know if a kid could be ready for 101 and still hit it, bud, man.
I'll tell you, when I was growing up, a guy was a hard thrower, and I swung and fouled it off, and my dad said, good swing, a little high. And I looked back and I said, Dad, I didn't see it. and truly, you are swinging at some pitches that you don't see. You've got to guess. Once again tonight is Drew Beam has a great curveball. But back to Paul Skeens. Look, this is what would be so sweet, because Skeens and Cruz and Kate Beloso and Gavin Dugas and Trey Morgan and Braden Jobert and Ty Floyd and all those guys that are playing their last weekend in the purple and gold, they're good guys.
Yep.
And you want to be objective in the media, but you got to pull for good guys. But what a great question. And Skeens actually said he's going to hang around Baton Rouge for a couple more weeks, 3 more weeks. Obviously, him and Cruz are going to go 1-2 or 1-3. Quite frankly, the way he's performed, I just think it'd be hard not to take Paul Skeens number 1.
I agree, definitely. Another quick break here on Tigers Roar. We'll come back, talk LSU Wake Forest from last night. We tape here on Tuesday, June the 20th. About 4:30, LSU will play Tennessee later on this evening. So hopefully LSU gets a win and we can continue on Tigers Roar talking some baseball. But we'll cross that bridge when it's built. Another quick break. Come back and join us here on Tigers Roar.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontes.com.
You could be driving.
Smooth handling and smart interior styling. Just 2 reasons why the all-new Honda CR-V was once again named a Car and Driver's 10 Best Trucks and SUV list. Come see your new CR-V today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is Roy Fletcher. We hope you'll join us for Fletch Nation, especially if you like talking politics.
Hey, come and join us. We'll give you the information, and then we'll give you the context. And by the way, we'll give you fun, too.
Lots of fun. We hit the local races, the state. We even look at what's going on all across America. And by the way, this space is available. If you'd like to talk about advertising, send your emails to Roy Fletcher at royfletcher.com and join us every week here on the Pelican for Fletch Nation.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Here on Tigers Roar. Don't forget, if you missed any of this episode or any episodes in the past, go check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. A great way to keep up with everything we do here at Pelican. All the Tigers Roars are archived for your viewing pleasure. Go check it out, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We're talking College World Series. A lot of close games have been played in Omaha so far. In fact, 6 of the 8 games have been decided by one score. 1 run deciding the winner and the loser. Of course, that also was the case last night, Monday, June 19th. LSU took on the #1 team in the land, Wake Forest. Martell, the pitcher for Wake, very good from the left side. Did a great job mixing up his pitches, working both sides of the plate. Also hid the ball for a long time in his delivery. Coach Jay Johnson said Wake Forest is a great staff in hiding balls and strikes, and that certainly was the case last night with all the over performances from this potent LSU lineup. Was 3-2 at the end, a wacky finish at home plate, a ball that was hit to third baseman. Catcher made a great play, tag out Trey Morgan. But really the story for LSU was Ty Floyd, outstanding starting pitching for the Tigers. The whole season, you didn't know what you were going to get outside of Paul Skeens from LSU. Well, Ty Floyd certainly has elevated his game, still undefeated on the season. Of course, he was taken out when the ball game was, before the ball game was tied. Those 2 runs get charged to Thatcher Hurd. He gets the loss against Wake Forest, but he also pitched very well. Ty Floyd ended up with 10 strikeouts, a career high. He lasted to the 6th inning with what can you say about the strike zone, bud, man? It absolutely shrunk. We saw the track, man. That's not 100% accurate, but a lot of those balls were really strikes. And you talked about the umpire behind home plate earlier, and Casey Moiser. Won't hear that name again. Trust me, umpire in a College World Series game, because everybody watched and saw how bad that strike zone was in the 6th inning, bud, man. It wasn't the reason they lost, as you said earlier, but it certainly did not help Ty Floyd when he was cruising. 10 strikeouts through the 5th. But then, you walk the leadoff guy, 3-2 count. He works a great at-bat, gets on first base, try to pick him off. The ball goes in the right field. He's on second. You walk the bases loaded, take him out, bring in Thatcher Hurd, and then, a base hit later. It's a tie ball game.
Don't know if you got the text earlier today. The NCAA has officially added a letter. They are now the NFCAA. No freaking clue at all. I'm going to question what you just said. If life has fairness to it, Casey Moiser doesn't call another game behind the plate. They are clueless. And listen, Jay Johnson and Ty Floyd were chirping. They had every reason to chirp.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, folks, Wake Forest was griping early in the game. Tennessee, when they lost to LSU the first time, was griping. This inconsistent strike calling with umpires has led a lot of people to say, is it time to go, not AI, artificial intelligence, but to robots? And I'll tell you what, Casey Moiser, don't ever come to Baton Rouge and expect to get free barbecue over here at Old School Barbecue.
That's right.
That's for sure.
So Ty Floyd went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, had 4 walks, 97 pitches. I did mention the career high 10 strikeouts. Thatcher Hurd, 3 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, had 5 Ks. Curveball looked pretty good, bud, man. Both pitchers had command of their fastball.
Changeup was outstanding last night.
That changeup, that's right. Great pitching. Coach Jay Johnson was asked after the game if he was trying to save some bullets in his gun, maybe knowing he has more games to play here in the College World Series, if they were going to save some arms for later games. Coach Johnson said no. We were trying to win last night with the best 2 available arms, and they pitched outstanding. And I agree with Coach Jay Johnson. Outstanding performance, not only by Ty Floyd, but also by Thatcher Hurd.
Not going to get a lot of runs tonight. Got to make sure you have plate discipline, and it will be interesting. All indications are that the wind is blowing in again tonight, so small ball, going to be hard to hit it out of the park. Don't be surprised if you see Riley Cooper, Javen Coleman, Nasty Nate Ackenhausen, and if LSU's got a lead, you probably see Gavin Guidry to try to close it out again.
All right, we have some post-game comments from Coach Jay Johnson and Trey Morgan and Ty Floyd after the loss to Wake Forest, their first loss of this postseason. Here's post-game comments here on Tigers Roar.
Yeah, great college baseball game. Hats off to the pitching on both sides. They got a clutch hit there at the end, and we did not. Get ready to go tomorrow.
Okay, let's open it up for questions for the student athletes first. And remember to raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Claire, we have right up here.
Trey, just what were you seeing in the 8th inning there as you tried to score from third base?
Yeah, we were in red, which means I go on contact. As soon as the ball was hit, I took off. I knew he was going to have like an awkward throw, so I kind of tried to get a little bit over to get in the way. But he made a great play.
Okay, remember to give your name and affiliation. Okay, right back here, Jay.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Ty, you were grooving there, and then you run into a little bit of trouble. I guess what were you feeling? What did you see at that moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. I think sometimes you get out of a groove a little bit and stuff, but I think I lost a little bit of command. I think I got a little tired and stuff, but I know Thatcher came in and did his job and allowed us to be able to stay in the game right there toward the end.
Okay. Leah?
Ty, you had one of your best outings all year, the biggest stage. I mean, what are kind of your emotions since you ended up losing this game?
I mean, our main focus is win and stuff. I know I hate that we lost, but at the same time, I know that tomorrow we're going to come back hotter than ever, and we got all the motivation in the world to win tomorrow.
Okay, next question. Mike?
Yeah, Trey, just from a batter's perspective, what were they doing a good job of keeping you off balance with?
Yeah, they were mixing pitches really well, going in and out, executing their plan. We were also trying our best to execute our plan. I feel like we put a lot of pressure on them when we needed to. It just didn't work out for us in the end.
Okay, right here, Claire.
Yeah, this would be for Trey and Ty, Glenn West, go 247. I mean, first time this postseason, your guys' backs are kind of against the wall here. Just how do you think this season-long grind and journey has kind of prepared you for what you got coming here in the next couple of days?
Trey, you start.
Okay. Yeah, nothing changes for us. mentally. We always go out there and try to win one pitch at a time. We always play like it's our last time playing the game. So we're going to show up tomorrow and keep the same mentality, play like it's our last time playing together.
Ty?
Yeah, I think that's what makes postseason baseball so exciting and stuff, that a lot of people's backs are against the wall and stuff. But I know we've been here. No, this postseason we haven't been here, but I know we're going to come out hot tomorrow and stuff, and I know that we're going to do our plan tomorrow. We're going to execute all we can.
Okay, Aaron?
Thank you. Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Ty, I know fastball is kind of your bread and butter, and it seemed like you had a good one tonight. Was this as good as your fastball has been, and especially against a lineup like this? How were you able to have so much success with it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me this outing and stuff was to locate my off-speed pitches early in the counts, my changeup and slider and curveball. But I know that my fastball is my best pitch and stuff, so late in the count, I know I can throw the ball on the top of the zone to be able to get strikeouts or outs late in the game.
Okay, another one for Mike.
Trey, I know you're not going to tell us what he said, but what's the Cliff Notes version of that team meeting at the end of the game there?
Short version is keep doing what we've been doing all season. Like I said, we go out there every time, and our plan is to win one pitch at a time. As a team, like I said, we go out there and play together like it's our last time playing the game, so nothing changes. We're in a different position now, obviously, but our mental's still great. We're going to show out tomorrow.
Okay. Any more questions for the student athletes? If not, guys, you can go. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Jay, Tennessee will be the home team going on.
Thanks.
Okay, let's open it up for questions for Jay, and we'll start right here.
Coach Riley.
Name and affiliation.
Yeah. Coach Riley with the Lafayette Advertiser. I was sort of curious. Were you managing this game in part thinking of the possibility of maybe with there being extra games and having to save a couple arms for later in the tournament at all, or is that not part of your thinking at all?
We were trying to win tonight with our best two guys that we had available, and they both pitched fantastic.
Okay, right up here in front.
Jay, Wilson Alexander from the Advocate. For the long version, maybe, what did you want the guys to hear from you there in the dugout before y'all dispersed onto the bus?
Yeah, I think it'd be very easy to crawl into a hole with disappointment. That was a great college baseball game that we came up on the short end of the stick. It really came down to Wilkin hit a ball up the middle with no outs and got the guy in from third, and then he made a heck of a play on that play, and then they got a RBI hit there in the eighth, and we didn't when we had our one chance right there. So that could be deflating, but I shared with them two things. Number one, I've had a team in this position before, lost a 1-0 heartbreaker to Oklahoma State and won 3 consecutive games to play for a national championship. Then the very next year, this program did the same thing, and they beat probably one of the best teams in modern college baseball history twice to get that opportunity. And I have all the faith in the world in our team that we can do that. So let's stick to what we do. And if we do that well, then we'll be in a good spot.
We'll go back to Matt here and then.
Coach Matt Tallery from World Baseball Network. Does his microphone work? Can you hear me? Okay, now. Good. Okay, Coach Matt Tallery from World Baseball Network. Tonight, around 13 strikeouts offensively. What's it going to take for you guys to just bounce back in the box tomorrow and hope to have a good offensive production against Tennessee's pitching staff?
Yeah, I mean, the teams that are here, particularly the two that we've played, they're the two premier pitching staffs in college baseball. And, Josh Hartle's really good. And, preparing for this game, we knew he would present a challenge. And I thought our guys battled him pretty good. I thought they did. Yeah, I mean, he's really hard to square up. He executed pitches, down in the zone, both sides of the plate, as Trey mentioned. And we put some pressure on him. It wasn't a great night to hit either, with the wind blowing in and a good pitcher going. And we benefited from that early in the game, too, with Ty. But I have zero concerns about these guys preparing well, coming in and competing and executing our plan. We're going to have to do it against Drew Beam, who's one of the best pitchers in the country. And so it'll be a really good challenge, and we're going to have to be ready for it.
Go to Leah up here.
Leah Van, Baton Rouge Advocate. Coach, what were you seeing from these Wake Forest pitchers that were kind of throwing off the hitting tonight?
Well, I mean, with Hartle, it's 4 pitches for strikes. Roland has a great breaking ball. Obviously, he came in and struck the first 2 guys out he faced. Massey's got a big arm. And, I mean, made a great pitch to Cade. You know, you have to send the runner there, so we stay out of the double play. And it's a heck of a play by Wilkin. I mean, if it skips or if he throws it and bounces off Trey, we're ahead 3-2, and we probably have runners on second and third. So, again, you know, in championship environments, as we said in our game on Saturday, your dudes have to be dudes, and he was a dude on that tonight. But good bullpen. Those guys are really tough, and there's a reason they've only lost 10 games all year with the starting pitching they have and the bullpen they have.
Mike?
Yeah, just kind of following up on that. Trey said it was a red situation all the way. I guess just what did you see? Josh tell you anything afterwards, or
No, it's a ground ball. We are going, because if he doesn't go, then we're going to hit into a double play, and it makes it really difficult. Now you have a man on third standing there with 2 outs. Now you need a base hit. So it's very simple baseball, actually. And again, I mean, I don't know that Cade Veloso's hit a ground ball to third base the entire season. And so you have to tip your hat to Massey for executing the 2-0 pitch that he did and got him to swing through, and then the 2-1 pitch.
Okay, any more questions for Jay? Yeah, back here.
Zach Ewing from The Advocate. What's the pitching plan for tomorrow and then going forward, knowing you have 3 in a row?
Yeah, we have 9 guys available to pitch tomorrow, and we'll choose one of them. And he'll get guys out for as long as he can, and then we'll go to the next guy, and then we'll go to the next guy, and then we'll go to the next guy, and then we'll go to the next guy until we figure out how to get 27 outs against a really good team.
And that was head coach Jay Johnson talking about his LSU team going to face off the Tennessee Volunteers tonight, and his pitching status of his team. We have 9 guys available, Bud Man. We're going to pick one. He's going to go for as long as he can, get as many guys out as he can, then we'll go to the next one until we figure out how to get 27 guys up. But you have some scoop, don't you?
Jay Johnson is very paranoid and tight-lipped, but ESPN is reporting that the guy who I've been waiting to see, Nasty Nate Ackenhausen, wears number 30, 6'2", about 235, 240. Not as big as Riley Cooper, but Ackenhausen could get the ball. And if he can come in and throw strikes, I like this matchup. We talked about the lefties. Riley Cooper could get in the game. Javen Coleman could get in the game. I was a little irritated that Ackenhausen hadn't had a chance to pitch yet. But once again, it's hard to go against Ty Floyd and Thatcher Hurd. So, look, Jay Johnson realizes that somebody's got to step up. And we know that Tennessee, if this guy can locate and get the appropriate calls, I don't think the LSU fan base can handle another game like last night without flying Dr. Phil in here. This could cost me $15,000 to $20,000 if there's another game where we got to fly Dr. Phil in here because the LSU fan base is so upset. So please, let's have some parity. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope you're right. I hope that we don't see Casey Moiser again, but I would not put it past the NCAA. Sorry.
Last break of the episode. Before we do that, remind you guys, go to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting to follow everything we do here at Pelican Sports TV. All the Tigers Roars, the Clarence Bugs episodes, anything you want from the Pelican and a whole lot more, go to our YouTube page, click the like button, click the subscribe button. It'll certainly help us out with the algorithm, and you'll be notified every time we post something new there on our YouTube page. Once again, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Last break of the evening, we'll come back and put a pretty little bow on this episode of Tigers Roar. We'll preview LSU versus Tennessee tonight on June 20th as they try to stay alive in the College World Series.
No one can stop me when I
Taste the feeling.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi gang, Clarence Buggs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Buggs Show.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Come see the all-new Mazda CX-90, now on sale at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
Hey, welcome back for this final segment of this episode of Tigers Roar. Jonathan Poche and the Budman Buddy Songy here at Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Come check it out. Great food at old school prices. Talking College World Series, LSU will face Tennessee tonight, 6 o'clock, Omaha, Nebraska. Charles Schwab Field used to be Rosenblatt, but now it's really nice. It's a great little town, very clean from all the pictures you see from the shots from the blimp. Great atmosphere, over 20,000 fans at all the games. LSU is very used to playing in front of large crowds, but it's special playing in Omaha, and something that these LSU Tigers are certainly not taking for granted, Budman. Going to be tough. LSU's got Johnny Holstaff, or so we thought until a few minutes ago when you got the tip that Nate Atkinhausen was going to start for LSU. Drew Beam for the Volunteers. A very good curveball for Mr. Beam. 3.74 ERA, I believe, on the year. He's pretty good. One of the best pitchers in the country, according to Coach Jay Johnson. And LSU certainly has their work cut out for him. Budman, how do they get off to a good start? How do they get this dub and keep their College World Series hopes alive?
And look, I hope everybody is calmed down. I have calmed down. I took a couple of extra patience pills along with my blood pressure pill here at 4:30. Bottom line is you got to manufacture runs, and you got to find a way to get a lead and hold on to it. I know it sounds simple. Tennessee was down 4-0 to Stanford, came back, tied it up 4-4, and then gave the ball to a really good reliever. This is going to show you tonight how well this pitching staff has developed. If Atkinhausen can give them 5 or 6, Cooper comes in and gives them 2 or 3. Whether you go to Javen Coleman or Gavin Guidry, you just need to find a way. Probably going to be a stretch to hit many long balls tonight with the caliber of the pitching. They've got great relievers as well. And so you got to figure out a way to fundamentally win a game, manufacture runs. Look, I don't want to beat up Trey Morgan, but when you're sliding at home, you got to get low and swipe the corner of the plate with your left hand. And he got a little high, misjudged where he needed to jump, was trying to get in the line of the ball so it would hit him in the back. If he gets safe, that's 3-2 LSU with first and second and nobody out. Unfortunately, gets called out after the replay and then a double play. So runners in scoring position, and as we alluded to, Dylan Cruz, Travinsky, JT, Pearson, Gavin Dugas, Beloso, all have got to have the timely hit. I'm hoping that they get it done. You know how Tennessee fans are.
Yep.
They like to overload their mouths after drinking all that moonshine. 6-5 LSU tonight, and a close one.
But, man, put on your coaching hat for just a moment. You know you're going to have to play to advance. And if you do win tonight, you got at least 2 more games to get to that College World Series final. If you're Coach Jay Johnson, do you save an arm, or is it all hands on deck? We absolutely have to win this game. We're not thinking about tomorrow.
Well, when you have a bill due on the 15th and you got a bill due on the 18th, you got to pay the bill on the 15th. So guess what? The bill is due tonight. You got to take care of business and get the W, and then you figure it out. No, Paul Skeens cannot come back this quick. And this is where I just said, JP, you're going to find out how good the bullpen is. Don't forget, you still have guys like Blake Money, Bryce Collins, Griffin Herring. Jay Johnson said all 9 guys are on board, and I think that they will use whatever they can. But you take, and what I'm going to tell you, and you agree or disagree, if LSU wins tonight and invariably loses tomorrow night, they'd be 2-2 in Omaha. Would you call that a relatively successful season? Would you be relatively happy with that?
Relatively successful season. That's a great way to put it. But, man, obviously the expectations for this team very early in the year was Omaha or bust. As the year started going, you saw how much talent this lineup had along with the pitching staff. You were figuring, LSU could make a real run at this. Did struggle that latter half of the regular season, got bounced in the SEC tournament, but went undefeated in this postseason. So the pitching certainly has picked up for LSU. Outside of Paul Skeens, the Floyd, Thatcher Hurds, Javen Coleman, I think, is going to play a really big part in the next couple games. He's going to have to pitch some important innings for LSU. Gavin Guidry has to put that outing behind him where he threw 1 pitch to get up a home run. He's going to be important for LSU Tigers as well as a freshman. So there's a lot of innings out there, but, man, somebody's got to eat them up.
Pulling for Dylan Cruz and all of those guys, folks, in case you haven't realized it, gonna lose Morgan at first base, gonna lose Travinsky at catcher, gonna lose Gavin Dugas at second base, gonna lose Cruz in center field, gonna lose Joe Bear in right field, gonna lose Cade Beloso, your DH. Let's get it done, and as always, we certainly appreciate all of you loyal listeners and viewers over here at Pelican Sports TV.
If you missed any of this episode of Tigers Roar or any episodes in the past, go to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. It is a great way to keep up with everything we do here at the Pelican, but all of your Tigers Roar episodes are archived right there for your viewing pleasure, so go check it out, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. First pitch, 6 o'clock on ESPN, LSU versus Tennessee, trying to keep their College World Series hopes alive. We certainly appreciate you tuning in to Tigers Roar. We hope to bring you another one with some more LSU baseball as they continue their trek to a College World Series championship. Coach Jay Johnson, 2nd year doing it here in Baton Rouge. Good luck, Tigers, and we'll see you next time here on Tigers Roar.